What's up, guys? It's Mule here, back with another Minecraft video. Today we have a fun one. This is going to be a video displaying the, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know if you want to call it a carnival game. We could call it a random chance game. You can call it whatever you want to. But in essence, it's taking a bunch of different redstone builds, combining them together to make a fun game to interact with friends in a realm or just a standard world that you've built. It's a really fun concept. But basically what it does is it gives you the experience of you pay something, you get something back. Sometimes what you get is going to be a lot better than others, but you can make it as fun and as eventful as you possibly want to because it's got an endless number of possibilities. You can literally make this thing to where it gives you any number. Well, I guess that's not true. It makes it to where it gives you one of 9 different things that then can give you 9 different things, and you can weight that however you'd like. But I've got my buddy Venator in here today, and he's going to help demonstrate how all this works. And I will tell you that while I was recording this the first time, I did the entire video in one shot and my microphone was muted the whole time. So I'm putting the audio back over the top of this, so bear with me. So what he's doing is he's placing the currency. The chosen currency for this is a diamond. You place 1 diamond into the dropper, you hit the button, and it gives you a ticket. And on that ticket are some numbers. So what I did was I took a bunch of paper, I took it to the anvil, and I labeled 9 different stacks of paper with 9 different numbers. So when you get a number, you go to the next dropper, you go place it in the next dropper, and this is where you check your ticket for a winner, kind of like a raffle ticket sort of. So you place that in there, you hit the button, and then you wait. And if it all works the way it's supposed to, which I'm pretty sure it does, that ticket's going to run in there, and we're going to hear a bell. Ah, there's the bell. Okay, so we've got the bell. What the bell signifies is that something entered that chest. So Venator, please go open the chest, and let's see what we got out of it. I'm curious to see, what did you win this time? Okay, oh, we got a redstone torch. I think the other items were from a previous little game that we had done. And so now what we see is that he got a redstone torch from it. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do it again. Let's see if we can get a different prize this time. In essence, what happens is when you put the ticket in there, it goes through a redstone build in the back that reads the ticket. And then there's a prize associated with the ticket number. Now, this is the more, I guess I would say, more complex build. You can simplify this a lot. You can do away with the entire right side of the screen if you want. You can simply just put currency item in there, whether it's a diamond, whether it's a bar of gold, whether it's a block of gold, whether it's an emerald, whether it's a sword. I mean, you could say, hey, if you'll give me this, I'll give you something in return. And it's just a game. And then out of the second dropper, or even out of the first dropper, you could just spit out a prize. It could be like a gumball machine with one of those little prizes. You put a quarter in the gumball machine, you turn the knob, and out pops a little egg that's got a lid on it. You pop the lid off and you get a little figurine or a piece of candy or whatever. You could do it that simple. But I like the complexity of this. It was fun for me to do this redstone build. There's another bell toll. So that means whatever ticket he got spits something back out of the box. So this means that he got something from the box, and every time you open and close that box, think it's going to remove another item. But basically, this is the game. So hidden behind the pictures is a bunch of dispensers. And under the carpet here is a bunch of hoppers. Now, you don't have to do the hopper thing. I just thought it was fun so that it can kind of deliver it into the box and it can give you the item, whichever got dispensed, and it'll just bring it right back to you. So you're not running back and forth. You can do away with the hoppers because I realize it's a lot of hoppers, which is a lot of material. So to do this is not a super cheap build, but it is fun. The pictures are there just to hide your dispensers because the items are just going to shoot through. It's kind of like the hidden door concept. And this is the redstone build in the back. So in essence, what it is, it's an item sorter just expanded by a block in between each of the crates. Because what I found out while building this is if you actuate a dropper or a dispenser with a redstone signal and it's touching another dropper dispenser, it will also actuate that one. So you want to be really careful while making this build. Otherwise, your buddy's going to put in one currency piece, and he's going to get 3 items. He's going to get 3 different items, even if the ticket he puts in doesn't match up with the item he's supposed to get. But basically, you get the gist. This is your basic item sorter. I say basic with air quotes around it. It's not super redstone intensive. It's not a completely crazy deal. You don't have to do anything crazy with repeaters as far as like how many ticks you have. You don't have to do anything crazy with comparators. They're all set to the on position basically, which is standard. But all you're doing is you're identifying an item in the item hopper like I have here. You've got a stack of 41 because of the way Minecraft registers the ticks in the items and the weight of the items. And so the top row of items is going, the top row of hoppers is going to drop the ticket into the appropriate hopper below it, which then sends the ticket down to the next hopper and then into the barrel. And once the barrel receives an item, it triggers the observer, which then sends a redstone signal to the dispenser in front of it, which then spits an item out of the box. This here is your basic auto unloader with a minecart. It's probably not the best way to build it. I'm sure somebody else in the comments can tell me that there's a better way. But in essence, this minecart is going back and forth. It's receiving the ticket from when Venator puts it in the box, and it's coming around and it's dropping it in the hopper up top, which then gets put into the sorter. Now, all it is on the front side there, he's putting the ticket into the dropper. The dropper is then dropping it into the hoppers. The hoppers are then dropping it into the minecart, so on and so forth. And the first part of the whole shebang here is the setup for like a key card door entry. Basically, you put a stack, or I guess it's 41 pieces of whatever thing you want it to register to actually dispense something, and it will not dispense the ticket or an item for that matter if the item that was put in there doesn't match the one in the first slot that has 41 pieces in there. So I realize that if you're doing this for the sake of I want people to give me diamonds, well, you have to have at least 41 of them to begin with. So if you don't have any diamonds, you probably need to rethink the currency system that you're going to use here. But you can use whatever you want. It has to be a stack of 41, and then the last 4 slots in the hopper have to be filled with something else. I use smooth stone. It's easy. Some people say that you should name it. I haven't found that matters so much. So this is the simplest way I could do it. Again, it's not a super complex build. The redstone does have to be set up this way for this specific build. I haven't tried to build it in any simpler of a way yet. I did think about a way that I could make a single dropper or dispenser fire off a bunch of the same item, and I think I figured out how to do that, but at a later time I'm going to try to add that to this build. Again, there's no real practical use for this whole thing. It's just fun. I enjoyed the heck out of this build. My kids and I were sitting around talking about what we could do to build something fun with redstone, and it came up to let's do a fun game. We kind of were talking about it being like a lottery game or a scratch off kind of thing. It's fun. It's just a random chance game. You put a piece of currency in, you get a ticket spit back out. Once the ticket gets put into the appropriate dropper, goes into the machine basically. The minecart then picks up the ticket, it delivers it to the sorter. Once the sorter delivers it to the appropriate hopper, the hopper then drops it into the appropriate barrel. Barrel sends a signal just like that to the dropper or dispenser. The dispenser drops it into the hopper rail. Hopper rail puts it in the chest. When the item goes into the chest, it rings the bell, and voila, there is a block of diamond. So it's a super fun concept. I really enjoyed making it, and yeah, hopefully other people find some interest in this as well. But as we kind of break down the rest of the build here, it's not crazy difficult, but there are some nuanced things. Obviously, the signs and stuff, you can do whatever you want. If you want to light them up with glow squid ink, great. But this is, like I said, the simplest way I could make a complex version of this. And it's fun. It seems to make sense. My buddy Venator came in here and he was able to pretty much figure it out without much instruction at all. And there's probably some of you out there that can make this way, way, way clearer than I can. But this is as far as I got with it. I use the carpets over the top of the hoppers because they'll receive items through it. I used I used a ton of obsidian. Not that you need to, but I did have this idea that if you have a friend that you're playing with that tends to be a little destructive, it is going to inhibit the very quick destruction of your game. Now, obviously, everybody knows all you need in a survival world to tear obsidian apart is a diamond pickaxe or better. However, if you really wanted to get crazy about this whole deal, you could set up a calibrated skulk sensor and you could tune it to the sound of obsidian being hit with a diamond pickaxe, and then you could have another set of droppers, or dispensers rather, that dumped a bunch of lava on the person breaking it, or started firing uh, uh, fire charges or anything. You could put a bunch of poison arrows or something in there. So it would prevent or at least inhibit people from wanting to destroy your build. But hopefully your friends are better than that and they don't want to destroy all of your hard effort and uh, allow this masterpiece to stay standing for other people to enjoy. But I think that that's about the breakdown or the rundown here of how this whole thing works. Again, it's a simple setup where you have the key card entry system, and the only difference between this is it's not triggering a door. It's not using redstone signal to trigger a door. It's actually simply using redstone signal to trigger the dropper and shoot out the second ticket. Again, very basic. You can make it more complex if you wanted to. You can make it less complex, like I said, by just simply having it spit out a prize. You could put one of 9 prizes into the initial dropper, and it will just spit out one of 9 randomly because droppers randomly spit something out. It doesn't matter which order you have them in. These are the items that you need for this build. It's about and again, you don't have to use smooth stone. I just picked smooth stone for a lot of the back redstone build because it's easier for me to see. But you need 42 pieces of redstone. You need 11 comparators. You need 10 repeaters. You need 1 minecart with a chest. You need 11 powered rails, 7 rails. About 64 hoppers is what I figured. I didn't count them all. I know that there's a lot there, but you do need 11 barrels. You need 12 redstone torches, 11 observers, 2 droppers, and 9 dispensers. Now, don't know if you can substitute dispensers for droppers. They might all be able to be droppers. I haven't actually tested that yet. I should go back and do that. But at a later time, we can take a look at that. But yeah, here it is, guys. This is the build. This is the carnival game, the random chance game, whatever you want to call it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have fun trying to make this your own. And until next time, be blessed and have a great one.